listening to Waves in the Ocean, a conscious living podcast. Like the ocean, we are all part of the collective consciousness, each expressing an individual wave. In this podcast, we give you the tools to live with intention, reconnect with your true essence, and create more abundance in every aspect of your life. We are your hosts, Lauren and Lauren, best friends, yogis, magical beings, and ascension guides. Our intention is to share our authentic truth and bring on others living a conscious life to create a ripple effect in this world. Let's go on an amazing journey together. Hi, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about manifestation and how to get everything you've ever desired in your life. What a good episode. Who doesn't want that?
Exactly. Who doesn't want all of those things?
So take it away, Law. Give us a general overview of what even is manifestation.
Manifestation is getting all the shit you want in your life. No.
That's the basic of it.
It is, but you're going to hear manifestation left and right all over the place, right? It's manifestation this, manifestation journals. It's like gratitude these days. It's a buzzword that's coming through. But the issue is, a lot of people don't know what is at the crux of manifesting, and they're manifesting from a place and then miscreating in their life, I should say, and they're without even knowing it. So it's no one's fault. It's just, I always say, I think we've talked about before, the secret gate only give people half the, what word am I working for? Half of the map, the key, the buried treasure.
It's a good opening point.
It's a good opening point of the law of attraction, right? If you think it, if you desire it, it's going to come to you. But it's so much more than that. And what manifestation is realistically about is the level that you are living, vibrating at. It's your state of being, which is calling in your manifestations. It's what the universe is reflecting back to you. And in order to call something into you, whether it's an event, a person, a thing, any of these ideologies, you need a belief pattern and you need an emotion. So if you want a positive circumstance to come to you, you need a positive belief pattern that's like, I deserve this. I am worthy of this. This can come to me in infinite amount of ways. And on top of that, you need to be anchored as if what you desired is already here. So what would you feel when you had that? You would feel happy, you would feel joy, you would feel gratitude. And when people are manifesting, that's not really the state of being that they're at. A lot of people manifest out of fear and anxiety and lack. They're like, oh, I need more money in the bank. I want $10 million here. I want my classes to be filled here. I want this new promotion here. And they're doing these things out of fear, out of wanting to keep up with society, out of anxious, fear-driven patterns. And the universe reflects the state of being that you are. So if you're manifesting in a fear-driven state of being, the universe is just going to reflect back to you more fear rather than the outcomes that you're desiring.
So basically, manifestation is closely related to the law of attraction.
Yes.
And you get what you receive in your life, what you vibrate. But I will say there's also this level of the subconscious that a lot of times we manifest not what we consciously think, but what our subconscious mind is holding there. And that's all the old belief patterns, shadows, the inner child stuff, past lives, all the things. And that's where it gets really fun.
Exactly.
And it's like, because you could be thinking, I've been having all these positive thoughts. I've been writing this down. I've been doing my vision boards. I've been, just forcing to believe, but I'm still not getting what I want. And I'm getting the opposite.
Yes.
And that happens to me.
And it's the subconscious reprogramming that you have that you're operating off of, which is truly creating your manifestation. So if you're like, yeah, I am worthy, but you don't believe you're worthy deep down, you know you are, but you don't believe it. That's two beliefs that are not, that's actually one belief and one thought that are not corresponding with each other. So the belief overpowers it. And for like the truest, most powerful universal law is as you believe, so it will be. So you need to be very intentional of looking at what your belief patterns are. Why are you doing the things that you're doing, the way that you're doing it? Why are you showing up into situations the way you are? You have to look at every belief pattern. And then once you realize and determine, oh, I have a limiting belief pattern there. I have a limiting belief pattern there. I have a limiting belief pattern there. Then seeing all of your miscreations. When I talk about miscreations, I'm like, what are you unconsciously creating in your life that you don't like? So did your boss yell at you? Did your boyfriend cheat on you? Did you get in a car accident? Did you lose all your money in a stock market crash? Whatever that might be, you're creating it all. And we say that over and over and again because of that universal law, nature's law.
You have to be very careful of your words and the thoughts you have because there's magic behind all of it.
Yes.
We are much more powerful than we give ourselves credit for.
You're these supercomputers, the most advanced technology in this planet is our physical body if we tapped into it all.
Yeah. So let's give some personal examples of manifestation. Like, when did you start manifestation? Can you give us some examples of maybe a time you've created and then miscreated?
Yes, I can. Because I am so aware of my miscreations at this point, because anything that I don't like, that's my miscreations. And it's not hitting the spot, right? And it's not hitting the spot because of my own belief patterns. So if we're not as successful as we want in a yoga class or a workshop or a retreat or something simple, like you manifest quick. I'm cutting a cucumber and there's a little fear of me behind cutting my cucumber because I think I'm going to cut myself. And then 5 minutes later, I cut myself from the cucumber. It's like, that's a manifestation as well. So there's so many different examples of this in your life that pop up over and over again. And I always use Luna as my big example because
she's a big reflection of you.
Exactly.
Luna is Lauren's dog.
Yes. Luna's my dog.
And she's amazing.
She's freaking the best. And she's wild and free and I love it. But I was walking her, so miscreation, right? And this is when I had my own conundrum of, is it manifestation or is it psychic vision? And the thing is, we'll get into this, but the thing is, it's both, right? Because we'll get into that in a little bit, actually. So I'm walking Luna in the woods. I let her go free. I have a class to teach in an hour and a half. And so I was going to take Luna on a quick walk, half hour, let her run. The thing is, when she is free, sometimes it's hard to catch her because she wants to be free. And I was like, oh no, it's fine. Whatever. We're going to go anyways. But I was walking down to the path about to let her free. And in my thought popped in, I was like, what if I can't catch her? And then I did my cancel. I am protected. That's a basic practice to start catching your thoughts, right? But behind that is I'm still emotionally charging. Now I'm like, what if I can't catch her? Cancel. I am protected. That's emotionally charging me not catching her, right? So that thought already of I can't catch her. And I'm like, no. Then I tell myself, no, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm like, manifestation, it's going to be fine. I got this. It's too late. The emotion was already charged. The thought was already charged. And what takes an event to come towards you? A belief and an emotion. So I try to catch her, or no, I didn't try to catch her. I was just enjoying the grass as she was running around and horses came down. And then that just threw everything into a loop. She started chasing the horses, running around, going under them. She followed them all the way back to their house. I was running through neighborhoods, running through people's houses, trying to go to people's houses. Like I was going to let her into those houses so I could try to catch her. She kept running away. It was a disaster. I had to call my partner. I was like crying. I was like, I can't catch her. I was like, you need to come now. Because those were all my miscreations. Because I emotionally charged that thought. The other aspect of this is the next week, I had to go again, right? Try it. And here's the difference. I go back down and I'm like, what if I can't catch her? That thought popped into my mind again. The practice that I did was look at all of the other infinite possibilities that could have happened in that situation. Yeah, what if I can't catch her? But what if she comes right over to me? What if we're running along and freaking prancing around and having a grand old day? And I started emotionally charging those thoughts, those ideas, those beliefs. Lo and behold, when I was getting ready to leave, where Luna usually runs away and everything like that, she just walked up right next to me, sat down, and I put a leash on her. So that is the power of charging your beliefs.
It's instant.
It's instant.
And amazing. Yeah, I can relate to that. I am a great miscreator. For me, it's been very much being aware of my subconscious thoughts, and there's so much fear and programming behind those as I start to go want to create all these things and making my vision boards. I've made vision boards forever. I've done a whole bunch of courses on manifestation, and I always have like my house on there, my family, you know, all this abundance. And then why isn't it coming in? I was setting intentions. I was doing a microdose group, set an intention. And during that month, all my intentions were showing me the opposite. And we were doing YTT. And I remember saying to you, all right, today I really want to work on focusing on living from a feeling and desire and pleasure. Looked down on my toe a few minutes later and I saw this freckle and went into this pure panic mode of my hypochondria coming up, of so much fear of thinking that I had skin cancer. It was like, new freckle definitely means I'm about to die. And I know it sounds silly, but there is this visceral reaction in me where like I cannot breathe and sends me into just got to call the doctors, got to look on Google, definitely dying. Right. And in my logical mind, I know it's not true, but the universe was like, hey, you want to live in desire and pleasure? Here's one of your biggest fears that's preventing you from doing so in your everyday life. So I look at that and I'm so grateful to be able to look at the other side of like, okay, this is what I'm doing. And here's one of my biggest blocks. Thank you. Even though it's uncomfortable. FYI, I'm fine. Later, the freckle completely went away. It was there just as a test.
Yes.
But I do it all the time. Even getting into a car accident a couple of months ago, my car is still in the shop, like WTF. And realizing my subconscious mind is addicted to a struggle. And when things go well in my life, and a lot of you can probably relate to this, is why do we create these stressful situations in our lives when things are going well, or there is a subconscious belief for a lot of us that we need to struggle in this life or we deserve it, or hard work is just how it is. Like you need to work. If things go well, you don't deserve it. And that is a big program that I'm trying to work through to realize things can be easy. Life can come easy to me. I deserve to manifest easy. And those are just a few examples of things that have happened to me in the past few months. Even I got a funny one too. I am a great miscreator. You remember when I was saying...
She's going to stop saying that. Did you hear that? That's not good. She's manifesting it. I'm a great miscreator.
I am in this moment.
See, it's that intentional.
Delete. These are my pasts. I was like, remember? Well, I was like, I just want to find somebody who makes me feel pretty.
Yeah.
And I ended up going on a date where this person was over the top, made me feel way too pretty. It was very overwhelming and a lot. And I said to Laura, I was like, this is just too much. And she was like, this is exactly what you just asked for. Yeah. And it was really funny. So I was like, yeah, I created that.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like the longest date ever. She came home. She's like, I don't know. She's like all flustered. She's like, and I was like, you created this, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
I've ever been so flustered on the phone with you. I was not okay.
I don't know if you were going to be able to drive home.
It was like a 12-hour date.
It was not good.
It was just like it was a lot. I mean, I don't know if you guys on like a first or this is like a second date. Do you go on a 12-hour date all day? And I mean, I guess you're having a great time, but I just, it was a lot and I didn't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
So.
But it was exactly what she asked for. She wanted to feel pretty. She wanted to have someone who really spent time with her and made her feel like special. And she got that. But then she realized that that's not exactly.
I realized I don't need that and I can make myself feel really pretty.
Yeah.
It's the balance, right?
Exactly.
But, yes, you'll just notice that and just realizing all the good things in the areas of life where you are calling in good things. Those are where your beliefs are likely not blocked. For us, business-wise, we've been really having a great few months of all the things coming in. And I think it's because we really, truly both feel and believe like this is exactly what we're supposed to be doing. This feels good. Last year, we had more difficulty signing people up for retreats. And like, okay, what's the block? Why don't people want this? They need this. We always knew it. but we were the blocks of not believing we were worthy enough. And this year we're not even trying. And we already have both of our retreats filling up. We're like, do we have enough beds?
Exactly.
Just finished a YTT. We have projects in the works with all these amazing people coming together that we've been working on forever. And it's been so easy.
Exactly. And it's us doing the work. That's the key thing about manifestation. You have to be doing the work, because what we're talking about is you're not manifesting or creating from your conscious thoughts. You're manifesting from your state of being, the traumas that are stuck in your body and energy fields, and your subconscious programming. That 0 to 7 belief systems that make up 95% of you if you haven't done the shadow work yet. So that's what you're creating from. So if you think you're creating from your day-to-day, like thoughts that you're putting into the universe, that's 5% of who you are, versus 95% of your subconscious mind fighting against that. You being like, oh, I'm worthy. I'm reading, I am worthy on the back of my phone. I read it every day. That's fighting against 95% subconscious programming telling me I'm not worthy. So you really have to be getting into the shadow side of yourself, the programs, the limiting beliefs, to start clearing the blocks. And then all your manifestations will start to follow suit.
What would be some first steps somebody could take?
So bring awareness to what you are. The first step I would really suggest is bring awareness to your miscreations, to what you're creating in your life and you don't like. So any situation you don't like, remember you're creating that. I know that's always a trigger for people, but you're creating that.
Any relationships you don't like, lack, money issues, jobs, health concerns.
Exactly.
That's a manifestation of what you are currently vibrating and believe believe you are worth.
Exactly. Some of it, like I know people can be like, well, what if some like child abuse or anything like that? That has soul contracts to do, and that has karmic conditioning behind it as well. So it's really intermingled, that one. But it's still as it's supposed to be with soul contracts and your lessons that you are here to learn in this life. But in general, across the board, you're creating it, hands down. And the key is to step out of victimhood mentality and realize that and accept it.
I think one of the biggest things as well is that a lot of times we look at manifestation as just love and light.
Yes.
And the lists, the vision boards, like I said, is the fun part. But there's a dark side to manifestation too, that you have to go in and really go back to your past and understand, why do I feel like I'm not worthy? Why do I feel like I'm not enough? Where's the lack? And that's going back to the whole shadow work. I recommend listening to one of our second episode on shadow work there, because when you start to identify the shadows and inner childs of parts that we don't love about ourselves, where we learn to go in and love all parts of ourselves and realize I'm enough and I'm worthy, I deserve all these things, is where the manifestations start to come in, because your vibrational match changes.
Exactly.
And your belief system changes. And manifestation is, yes, from a thought, but you also have to feel it.
It has to be believed. I always say, it's like there's a disconnection between knowing and believing. There's a huge disconnection. It's easy to know. You're like, I know I'm worthy. Like, I know it.
There's so many things I know.
Right. But do you believe it? And that's the difference. So that takes doing the subconscious reprogramming. It takes telling yourself every day, day after day, I am worthy. I am enough. I am love. I am supported. I am safe. I am supported by others. I don't have to do it alone. All of these things that we all have limiting beliefs on, bringing acknowledgement to that, and then clearing those out through the breath work, through the shadow work, through all of these different modalities that help clear those traumas, those blocks, those emotions. And then your vibration raises. Then you start to feel better. Then you start to radiate more gratitude, more love, more compassion on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. And then it's from those elevated emotions that the higher events start to come back in.
Amazing. And I was going to say that to know if you truly have worked through that belief, is asking yourself those things of saying to yourself, I am enough. I am worthy. How does that make you feel?
Mm-hmm.
If the doubt comes in or there's a twinge that's like, oh, you don't believe it yet.
Exactly.
If you say I'm love, I'm worthy, and you feel it and it feels good, or there's no doubt of like, do I? Then it's integrated and you know. But not getting down on yourself wherever you're at. It's a constant practice.
Exactly. And knowing that if you've done the work or not, right? Does your life reflect that? Are you happy all day, every day? Are you living in so much love, so much light that you're just exuding it? Do you have, are you financially supported across the board? You have enough wealth to support you and your family? Are you supported in all your relationships across the board? Are you healthy across the board? You vibrant in health and there's no illnesses, no sicknesses, anything like that? Is your mind at ease and peaceful and you don't have judgmental thoughts ruminating in your head? If you have any of those things, then you have work to do.
Most of us do.
Exactly.
We are humans here to have an experience and we're here to feel.
Exactly.
It's just not attaching to the feelings of getting so down in the lack or I'm not worthy or the depression and the fear. We're going to feel those things every now and then, but it's just allowing the emotions to flow through you, realize they aren't you, and then move on.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you pass those things and work through the shadows and the hard things, it just raises your vibration higher. So know that anything that comes to trigger you is a gift being shown to you. To be like, hey, we're going to work through this, or you have the opportunity to work through it.
Exactly.
And when you do, it creates this higher level of consciousness. It's much more than just thinking you're going to go and manifest whatever you want.
Exactly, which we all love. They're like, get your gratitude journal, your manifestations, and let's go. That's all you need.
Not to say those things aren't important.
They're an aspect of the whole. You need to be doing that. You need to be living in gratitude, being grateful for everything that comes in. I have Post-it notes all over my mirror telling me I am enough, I am worthy. So I say these beliefs to myself over and over and over again to reprogram. But you also need to do the clearing of the energies that are stuck, the state of being that you're vibrating at. People's biggest block is that they live in fear, they live in lack, and they live in self-doubt and hatred, I should say. And eliminating that hate across the board from your vocabulary, because that word keeps you a lower vibrational emotion. Even if you're like, oh, I hate McDonald's, right? It's still an expression of the universe. So eliminate it. When you radiate
I love
hate.
how you picked McDonald's as the example.
It is.
It's a reflection of you.
It is. I'm like, those bastards. Poison. Serving poison to my youth.
The line.
Our youth.
The line is so long all the time.
The line is so freaking long.
I can't even believe it.
It's pink sludge. It's pink sludge. I can't. So just eliminating that as well. But where you're radiating at is where you're living in your state of being. Like, are you driven by lack and fear? Are you making choices out of lack and fear? If that's the case, that's what you're manifesting.
So what are you currently working through right now in your own life? What do you want to manifest and call in? And do you have any blocks?
Of course you would. If you don't have blocks, if you meet someone who says they don't have blocks, well, tell them to fuck off.
None of us are ascended masters.
Exactly. I don't know anyone without a block because none of us are ascended masters. Or actually, you know what? I don't know personally anyone who's an ascended master. We all are, like, in our higher timelines and everything like that, but we still are ascending out of these third dimensional bodies. So it's in our path and we all are expression of that as well. But right here, right now, we still have to master our emotions. So I don't personally know anyone who's at that level. Would love to. If anyone's hearing this, come pop up in my room in the middle of the night. Freaking love that.
You never know. Put it out there.
Right. But a majority of people I know are living in fear or just have blocks. Like, we have blocks and that's okay. We're here to work through those blocks and vibrate higher and live with more heart, more love, more compassion. And that's a big identification of where you are. Do you have every single thing in your life that you want? You can instantly manifest. You can friggin' evaporate. That's the level of body awareness, quantum physics, energy that comes along as you vibrate higher and higher. Do you radiate love out of your heart 100% of the time? Meaning you are always in love with every person that you see. You are always grateful. And it's like an explosion of happiness and joy all day, every day. That would be like, you're good.
Amazing.
That would be good. That would be like
but then you also know the duality.
The duality, 100%. But I'm saying that's like the goal. Right? That's like, you're really
I love
doing
being
good.
happy and full of love. That's my prime state.
Right.
And love to stay there.
Right. But for me right now, I'm working on the block of, I don't have to do it alone. That's deep rooted. That's like deep rooted in me. So I feel that I have to do it alone. Like I'm safe alone. I have to do it alone because no one else is going to do it. So I'll do it. And that's what it's made me so driven my whole life. It's made me in school lead like no one could ever have control of a group project when I was younger. I'd be like, nah, I just got it. I'll do it. Because I learned at a very young age, I had to take care of myself when I was younger. I did a meditation and even because I'm working through this, I did a shadow work meditation, was brought back to the first time I was crying in a crib and no one came and got me. For whatever reason that might be. And then I was like, I can soothe myself alone. I can do it alone. I don't need anyone else. I can do it on my own. And I've taken that pattern and driven it all the way through. And I'm grateful for it because it has made me a very determined, assertive human being. But even in a breath work, I was doing breath work the other day and all the energy came through. And there was anger because of it as well. And it was just like, you don't have to do it alone, which I've been working through the past couple months on, but it comes in layers, everything comes in layers. So it's getting softer and softer. Before it was, I'm just safe alone. And now it's like, no, I feel that I have to do it on my own because no one else will do it.
It's funny that you say that because the people everyone knows we're obviously very close. Right?
Yeah.
And you're a big reflection of your closest people and we're there to teach and help each other with things. And I obviously know Stephen is one, but we're basically this work relationship we have is we spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
And with you working on that, I'm working on the opposite.
Exactly.
And we're here to balance assertive. So for me, that's the opposite of what I'm working on. And I think for us working in a business together, you take on these certain roles.
Yes.
Correct. And I did nutrition on my own for a while. And with that, I have no problem being more in a leadership role because it's just me. But when I work, and this is a shadow side of mine of feeling like I'm small, little Lauren Ahola, who's not enough.
Yeah.
And that is the opposite of what I'm trying to do, of being like, no, I'm going to be the one who speaks. I'm going to be the one who does the meditations. And that's related to a whole bunch of other things I'm working on through like lack, not feeling good enough, comparison. Lauren's better than me. She's smarter than me. She has all the things. And that's not a great mode to be in, but I'm aware of it and I'm working through it. But I was taking back. This is what we do when things come up in the blocks.
Yeah.
I did a shadow work meditation and it took me back to soccer. Lauren and I were on the same soccer team. She was at school, all the things I was always good, but I wasn't great. I was captain of team B in track. I was the bench warmer my senior year in soccer. I sang. Lauren was a star goalie. And that has always just been my role of I can be the leader. But if I feel like there's other people there who know more than me or better than me, I shrink myself because I feel like it's not worth it or they're just going to dominate anyways, or it makes me feel super small. So Lauren's directly reflecting those patterns in me right now. And we are here to show each other the opposite, that it's going to be okay if she takes a step back and maybe I do something a little bit different than she would normally do.
Exactly. And it's hard to do. It's like one of those ego death things, right? As always, it's because it's uncomfortable. It's an identity that you've taken for your whole life. And it's being like, no, other people can do it. Here's the reins. And be like, okay, that's fine. It just takes reprogramming, rewiring, but it's looking at those relationships in your life, every single one, especially the closest. So like for me, it's like Stephen and Lauren are my closest, and both of them reflect that in myself. It's like, I need to realize that I don't have to do it alone anymore. Same with Lauren. Actually, if you're living here, so it's now Stephen even reflects that opposite to you as well. Like the assertiveness, the like direction. actually thinking about now. That's pretty funny.
So I'm like living with two very strong personalities.
Yeah.
And this is how it is. And my family's not like that.
Exactly.
So it's a whole different aspect for me. Whereas if you were to meet my sister and my mom, it's like, everything's okay.
Exactly.
Oh, no big deal. No, I don't want to do it. Like they talk like that. It's not a bad thing. That's just how I grew up.
Exactly.
And it's like safe to be small, safe to not be seen. That way I can't be rejected. People will like me if I don't be seen. So it's all of those things that are holding me back in my manifestation process.
And it's, why don't we talk about how it's holding us back, right? Because it's like, how the fuck is that holding us back?
So I would say it's holding me back in every aspect of my life because there's this constant thing of feeling as though I'm not enough. That if I was to, and I think a lot of us have this belief of I'm good, but I'm not good enough. I'm not great.
Yeah.
I'm not the star.
Yeah.
Right. And I think there's that when I feel other people are better than me, or if I do something, even Lauren's the one to do a lot of the meditations where I'll do a lot of Reiki and the yoga and even like the breath, but we just kind of got in our groove and I just let her do it. Cause I'm like, you're great at it. Keep going, La.
I know.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, shit, I know I need to do this, but she's just doing great. Like you just keep going. And
that's the thing I'm working on though too. Cause I am also very tired, but I keep going no matter what. Like I like will keep going and break my body down. Cause I'm like, all right, I got to do it. It's like this. So that's another thing.
Yes. Whereas I can be a little more kind to myself. Like I'm tired. I'm good. You go.
Yes.
But it's the balance of that. And I would say when I'm not feeling good or comparing it to myself to other people, it's definitely holding me back from some of the big things I want to manifest. Every time I love manifestation meditations, I do them all the time. It's probably my favorite. And if you guys could see the things in my head, you would be like, why doesn't she have those? Because they're all fucking I have this beautiful home on the beach with a sunroof where I do yoga and I meditate on the sun and do my daily ocean plunges. I have a family, downstairs yoga studio. Like it's just a freaking awesome vibe. The co-op where we work is fucking popping, all the things.
Coming soon.
It's going to be awesome. And that I'm confident about.
Yeah.
All of these things. And, it's why don't I have those things, right? And I know it's even in my birth chart, it's just my biggest point of expansion. It's my soul's living. I'm very happy where I am now. I'm learning a lot. I get to chill, hang out with my best friends, do all this work. Like it's an awesome life. It really is.
It's freaking amazing.
It really is. But I know these points of expansion that I have and where my soul can grow and evolve the most. And I see it and it's very clear. This aspect of me not feeling like I'm enough or somebody else is better, or it puts me in this lack mindset of just feeling as though I'm second best and the universe reflects that. So those are the big things that I'm currently working through right now in a process of doing these trigger shadow work meditations when they come up, to go back and rewire the beliefs, to listen to positive affirmations at night, to put sticky notes on my mirror that tell me that I'm beautiful and awesome, to spend time with myself and realize how amazing I am. And my big goal is to push myself to do things that make me scared.
Yes.
But knowing that fear is also the same as excitement. And if it feels scary, but there's this like, ooh, I know it's going to be helpful. Ooh, that's going to be exciting. I'm really working on pushing myself to do that no matter how scared I am, because life's uncomfortable when you're not living in your full potential and your full power. So either way, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
just do it.
That is my current process.
Just do it. Beautiful. I love that. Yeah. So it's these blocks that, yeah, your life might be good, but it can be bad. It can always be more exciting, more full of love, more full of happiness, more full of all the lower vibrational emotions too, to spark even more excitement and healing in the process. So it's really looking at yourself as you're manifesting and realizing that. So let's get back to our We might have went on a tangent right there. We'll go back to what the steps are for your highest potential of manifesting.
Yes. Give a brief rundown.
Okay, we'll do a brief rundown right now. We'll tell you what the people want.
Let's
the people
say
what they want.
This person comes to you and I'm like, Lauren, I'm desperate. I need my life to reflect my manifestations. And it's not.
It's not the entire problem.
Because my life is in shambles right now. I don't feel good. I hate my job.
Okay.
My partner's pissing me off. The kids are driving me crazy. I have no time. What would you tell this person?
Shit out of line. No, we're just kidding. It's time to make some changes. So first thing I'd say, step out of victimhood. That's the number one thing. Most people are in victimhood. Know that you are the creator of every aspect of your life and own that because it's a beautiful thing. And you are in co-creation with the universe and it's magnificent. Then bring awareness to what's your energy radiating on a day-to-day basis? What is your state of being? Are you generally anxious? Are you generally fearful? Are you making decisions out of lack? What is driving your decisions? Bringing awareness of who you are into the picture so you can get clarity on why you are doing the things you are doing and why you are creating your miscreations, right? So from there, you have to clear. You have to work through your traumas, do the shadow work, get the energy healing, process through the limiting beliefs, identify them through shadow work, process through the traumas that are stuck in the energy field or the physical body or the emotional body, wherever they might be stuck, process through those. And then rewire those belief systems. So do you have a belief system of you're not worth? Most people, a lot of people like wealth-wise, a belief that they have is money doesn't grow on trees. What did we all hear? That you have to, in order to be wealthy, you have to sacrifice your happiness.
Mm-hmm.
That money isn't abundant. It's limited. That if you have more money, someone else, well, your sister, your brother, your friend won't be able to have any. So you have to rewire all of those belief patterns around abundance in the first place and clear that out through the positive affirmations, the cognitive thinking, the opposing thought systems, the subconscious reprogramming, and work with that on a day-to-day basis. You're doing the shadow work, you're doing the cognitive reprogramming, you're listening to the positive affirmations on a day-to-day basis. It's not like a one-time thing. You're like, oh, belief system gone. You just spent 40 years believing bullshit. It's not going to take one day to reframe.
And that's a big thing too, is working on this stuff now is going to help your kids. If you do have kids, and the younger you are, the easier it is to reframe and rewire.
Mm-hmm.
So just knowing that it's worth it for you to start for yourself, but also for others.
Exactly. And then looking at life with a different perspective. So every challenge that comes your way, every shitty situation, think this is a test from the universe. And that will start to change your perception on how you think as well. When you see everything as a test, when you see every trigger as your gateway to freedom, a gift, your gift. Yeah. They become exciting and exhilarated. And then your perception changes on that as well. In the moment, practices that you can do, catch your thoughts, right? So we talked about the cancel. I am protected, delete, whatever you want to say. That will start to give you the skill to start catching your thoughts. So whether you're like, oh, I can't do that, I suck, I'm an idiot, or this person's going to crash into me, yada, 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 X, Y, Z. When you start catching those thoughts, cancel, I am protected. So you're basically shifting the thought pattern to I am protected. Mm-hmm. I am protected. I am guided, whatever you want to say, and start working that practice in.
I've been saying, I send those thoughts to source light now, and so it is.
Love it. Beautiful. You can say things like that, right?
It's a way to, your words are so powerful. We can't see it, but
Mm-hmm.
if you just find what feels good to you to send it away, to be deleted, reframe it.
Exactly. Remember, it's like your thoughts and words send out energy. Remember that. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's there. The more advanced teaching to this practice is start to see all of the timelines. So you have the cancel, I'm protecting. You're starting to catch your thoughts. Once you start to catch your thoughts and you're really good at that, now you bring in the practice of seeing all of the timelines. And that's why I talked about, are you psychic or is it manifestation? It's kind of a catch-22. Everybody's psychic
and we can all manifest.
And we can all manifest. Which psychic vision are you manifesting? That's the difference. So yeah, you go to a psychic, right? And right then, right there in that moment, they're giving you information. They're tapping into their guides, your guides, whatever it is in that moment, whatever they're channeling. Every choice you make after that, including if she says something, he says something, and then you say the instead of be, changes the timeline. Every single choice changes the timeline. And there are infinite amount of it. A psychic is tapping into one of infinite timelines. So you yourself are psychic as well. So if you get this thought, this vision, and it's negative and you don't want it to happen, start seeing and charging the other timelines. So you're driving and you're like, oh shit, what if I crash into someone? Change the timeline. What if I don't crash into someone? What if friggin' a stork comes down and drops $1 million in my sunroof? Charge that timeline.
I love that thought.
Right? Everything's possible if you believe it. So you start charging a more positive timeline and seeing the other timelines instead of just being reactive to the thought. Charge the other infinite possible solutions that can happen, that the universe can bring you in that moment. Because it's vast. Anything can truly happen. So focus on the positive timelines.
Yeah, I've been saying this or something more. Because if you can even imagine the greatest thoughts, right? That's what you can imagine. These greatest visions, the life you desire. But what if it's something more?
Yes.
And that just excites me. It was like, even for the co-op that we're creating, it's like this or something more, right? We know it's going to be awesome and I can see it and I feel it's going to be so much more.
Exactly. So when you start having those negative thoughts come into your mind, see the different timelines that can occur. And then when we start a manifestation practice, super important, from a place of gratitude, and only from a place of gratitude, because if you manifest from a place of fear, the universe is going to reflect more fear back to you. So when you're in a place of gratitude, of joy, of that love, that's why, like, if you're having sex and having an orgasm, you manifest in that point because you're so filled up with love in that moment, right?
Tantra practices, which
all of the things. So when you take the embodiment and you're in a place of gratitude, start manifesting there as if the events have already occurred. What do you feel? If you were to get all of your dreams, how would that make you feel? Would you be happy? Would you be joyful? Would you be excited? Manifest as if it's already occurred and visualize. So you see in detail your visualizations, your belief patterns with an emotion will call that event to you. And Joe Dispenza does great meditations on that and describes that really well, as if you don't know his work. So manifesting and practicing from those points of view, and it gets stronger and easier to do once you clear out all your shit and all your blocks.
Because if you can see it and you can feel it, you can create it. It's already within you. And that's why we all have this power. We all have different visions of things we want. And no one is more powerful than the other.
Exactly.
If you can see it, it's already within you. It's meant for you.
Yeah.
It's just about actually feeling it and believing it.
Exactly. And with manifestation, don't be so limited on your vision that you block out what the universe has to offer for you. So if you're like, we're going to do this co-op and this is it and this is what's going to be. What if the universe has all these other things that it's trying to throw in your way, but you are so narrow-minded on one thing that you're blocking? Be open to receive. If things shift, trust in the universe that that's exactly as it's supposed to be. Let your manifestations, your visions be so grand that you can't even believe them yourself, but actually believe them.
And if we're always pushing for something and it feels rigid and tense and stressful, it's like, not for us.
Exactly.
So it's taking a step back and letting the guidance flow through to do what feels right.
Yeah. It's like, one of my goals when I was younger would be, I want to go to a new country every year. And that was like my big like a new country every year. Like it's awesome. I've been traveling the world since I was 22 with that manifestation, with that vision. And it just came to me this year, actually recently, that it's just so I'm limiting myself so much. Why can I only go one place? I'm the one being narrow on my vision because I'm like, no, I can't take that much time off work, this, that, the third. I should family this, like all of the things that we tell ourselves. And this year, the universe popped in a different timeline for me. And I'm so thankful for it. But it's the first year. I'm Croatia, Mexico, Canada, California, Oregon, Egypt, Italy, like all of these places, retreats in New England, going down to Florida, all in 1 year. Because I finally detached from the idea, my goal, that I was like, oh yeah, this is my goal. This is great. Of one new place in every year.
I love that.
Yeah.
Just letting all the possibilities flow through.
Exactly. So that's what I mean by like, don't be so narrow on your vision because the universe pops things in left and right.
Amazing. Any other steps or tips you'd recommend?
No, I think just doing your visualization practices and clearing is the biggest thing or the shadow work, I should say, reiterate, because again, it's a feeling, not a thought. Your universe is reflecting your state of being.
I have something to add.
Beautiful. Give it all you got.
Here's all I got. I want you guys to know that when you start doing this work, it sometimes can feel like you're going backwards. For so long, we live in these ways and we let our subconscious mind rule that we aren't aware of.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start to go into the manifestation and the shadow work, you can be like, oh my God, I believe all these things. And your thoughts can be very hyper focusedly shown to you, but they've always been there. You just weren't aware. Mm-hmm. So know that when you start to become aware of them, that is amazing. And It's a huge, huge step in your ascension, in your vibration, in your rising, because your soul and this light inside of you is starting to burn so bright that there is no room for these thoughts. So anything that you think that it isn't full alignment with your highest self and your highest visions likely will be shown to you. And it may feel really hard or feel like you're going down to a lower place, but it's there being cleared out, bringing you higher and higher. So just trusting that, because I can strongly relate to that. And it's beautiful. And I know the way I feel now, my vibration, and I just got a new crystal and it's a higher vibe crystal than I normally would have got because my soul is now aligned to this crystal. So it's just trusting that. And it's not a linear journey. It comes in spirals, but each is a layer and we just keep pulling back and back.
Yeah, trust is the most important thing. One day I'm going to write a book on trust when I figure out how to teach the people how to trust. But just trust. It makes everything so much easier. Like if you just trust that when you're in a shitty situation, that it's exactly what you need. And you just trust that the universe has your back and you just trust in yourself. Like when feel like you're going to die in an ego death, it's like pleasantly okay. Cause you're like, all right, I trust this though. This is okay.
It's taking a step back to be with it before the thoughts and the feelings overwhelm you.
Exactly. Yeah. Just feel like this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I feel like shit, but I'm going to feel so better after once I clear it through. Mm-hmm. You know, it's that trust. It's so important.
Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and happy manifesting, guys.
Yeah. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We're going to get a manifestation meditation up on our website within the next few weeks. So you guys can check that out. But get out there and manifest. Clear your shit and manifest.
Yeah, we would love to hear your comments. So where you're at in your manifestation journey, what you're going to call in or what you've called in recently.
Yeah.
Any blocks any
miscreations or creations.
Right? We love it all. And we're always happy to connect. So yes, keep up the great work, guys. Namaste.
Namaste, motherfuckers.
See you soon.
The yogi gurus would be pissed at me.
Bye now. But on this, we can say whatever we want. Say whatever we damn well please.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening. For more information on our classes, events, and retreats, check out our website at yogilawrence.com, linked in the show notes. We love to hear how you are making your own unique wave in the ocean. Connect with us on Instagram at Yogi Lawrence. See you next time.